Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Cohen back here again tonight with another video. Let's talk about Lu Dort. If you didn't know, the Thunder just won 101-89, beating the Houston Rockets, now making the Rockets 1-14 on the season. The Thunder have won 5 of their last 7, and the big story of the game is Lu Dort. Lu Dort in this game dropped 34 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and this game now marks the 5th straight game where Dort has scored 20 or more points. In his last 5 games, he's averaging 24.6 points per game, 5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 1 steal. He's shooting 60% from the field, 40% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line, which is a 70 true shooting percentage. His last 5 games, 34 points, 20 points, 20 points, 22 points, 27 points. He's on fire. Lu Dort is currently in the midst of a breakout stretch. This has been the best 5-game stretch of his career, and Lu Dort is quickly making himself one of the best two-way players in the league through this stretch, especially. If he can get a scoring average of anywhere near 20 points per game with the defense that he already plays, Lu Dort goes from one of the best contracts in the league to the best contract in the league. We have him for around like a couple $1 million. For the next couple seasons. Lu Dort is incredible. The things that he's doing on the court, this breakout stretch has been phenomenal for him. He's playing the best basketball of his career. Also in that stretch, he has a game-winning shot. Of course, in the first game in those City jerseys, which I'm going to be getting a Dort City jersey. I wasn't sure which player I was going to get one for. It's got to be Dort with the stretch that he's going on, hitting a game winner in our first game wearing those jerseys. He's been unreal. Shea has struggled in these last couple games, and Lu Dort has completely picked up the slack. Shea had 15, 7, and 9. It's not even like it was a bad night for him. He's just been off shooting the ball, and Dort has completely taken over. There were so many times in this game where Shea kind of was struggling to shoot the ball, and he gave the ball to Dort, and he's like, all right, go get us a bucket. And Dort 100% did that. He has gotten so much better every offseason. From the first season, where a lot of people call him the worst offensive player in the league, he dropped 37, or he had 30 in that game 7 against the Houston Rockets, which is funny enough that he once again dropped 34 against them tonight. I guess he's got a vendetta against them, but he dropped 30 in that game 7, just barely came out and lost. He got so much better. He improved his 3-point shooting and his finishing around the rim last season, but even then he wasn't great in either of those categories. And now coming into this year, he struggled to start the season, but over these last 5 games, he's found his stride. He's hitting threes, like I mentioned, at a 39-40% clip, and he's shooting a lot of them. It's not even like he's shooting a couple of them a game. He was 4 for 10 in this game. He's shooting them at a high volume, and he's making them. In addition, his finishing around the rim is unbelievable. The difference from last game to this game, or last season to this season, is just night and day. It's unbelievable. Some of the finishes that he's been putting in the basket, how strong he is. He goes straight into the body of the defender to get them kind of bounce off a little bit and fall beneath them, and he just puts the ball right up and over them. There are so many times in this game where he just made it look so easy to score. He's hitting pull-up mid-range jumpers. He's attacking off the dribble. He's beating guys to the basket. He's attacking bigger defenders, bodying them up, and just scoring over them. He had a putback dunk on Jalen Green's head today, where he dunked right over the back of him off of a putback on a Mike Muscala 3 right at the end of the game to give him 32 points on the night. He's just doing everything. It's unbelievable. He's scoring at will at times. And the shift from his first season, like I mentioned, where people were calling him the worst offensive player in basketball, to now, where he's genuinely a threat to score 20 on any given night. I believe his average is up to around 16 points per game on the season. He's quickly gone from like, oh, he's a cool piece for this team, a lockdown defender, to a possible legitimate second option for this team. I'm not saying necessarily while we're contending, but for right now, for a playoff team, he could do it. And he's making like a couple $1 million a year. He's on one of the best contracts, and he was undrafted. He has continued to get so much better every single offseason, and that's a theme across this roster. Shea, you've seen it with. Of course, Lu Dort. Baisley has been playing better. Every time these players get an offseason to work, to develop and work on their game, they just continue to get better. And Dort right now, over the past 5 games, has been playing like one of the best two-way players in the league. He's already a guy that I believe is capable and should potentially make an all-defensive team this season. Now he's scoring 20 points per game every single night. So what's his ceiling? Where can Dort go from here? His ceiling is incredibly high if he continues to develop and get better every offseason like the way he has so far. He's still super young. I think it's just because of his maturity and how quickly he played a role in that championship run, in that playoff run that we had with Chris Paul on the roster, but Dort feels so much older than he actually is. He's in his early 20s. He's got so much time to continue to grow as a player, and the rate at which he gets better is unbelievable. Dort has, people were saying like, oh, Dort could be like maybe Drew Holiday. He could even go higher than that. Maybe not the playmaking quite, but playing great defense and being maybe a 20-point per game plus scorer if this is sustainable. And I think it is. I think the 3-point shooting is sustainable. We saw strides that he took last season. His form continues to look better. Tonight, it's not even where he's just shooting like catch and shoot threes. He's shooting spot up threes. He had 1 3 where he pump faked to get Eric Gordon to fly by. And with just a couple seconds on the shot clock, he was composed enough to pump fake, relocate, and then shoot the 3, and he drilled it. He's shooting like sidestep threes. He's shooting pull-up threes. Pull-up mid-ranges is not something that was typically in his game. He did it a couple times last season. And the big thing, as I mentioned, is finishing around the rim. He was one of the worst finishers around the rim last season, and now he's finishing at one of the best rates in the league. He's doing everything offensively. It's a completely night and day different player from what we saw in the past few seasons to now. And it's just his 3rd year. Lu Dort has so much potential. He's making a case for most improved player right now. I'm not going to say he's going to be an all-star or anything like that because it's still very early in the season, and this team's not great. They're not bad. They're 6-8. We're 2 games under 500 for a team that a lot of people kind of weirdly projected us to be the worst team in the league. This team's not that bad. Lu Dort is a great player, and if he continues to play like this, the Thunder might genuinely end up in the play-in hunt. If he's playing at this level, like we're winning games even when with Shea being off tonight. Last season, if Shea didn't off night, we did not win. It just didn't happen. And Shea tonight with kind of an off night, once again, like I said, he was on triple-double watch. He still had a good game. He just couldn't score very well. Lu Dort stepped up. And not only that, but he played great defense on Jalen Green. Jalen Green did drop 21 points. Mostly possessions where Dort wasn't on him, but Jalen Green did have a good game. Shout out to him. 15 for Eric Gordon, 10 and 14 for Christian Wood, 16 for Jayshawn Tate. As the Rockets, like I mentioned, fall to 1 and 14, they're on pace to be the worst team in NBA history. They just can't seem to escape Dort. What Dort does to the Rockets is unbelievable. He owns a stake in the Rockets ownership. He must, because he treats Rockets games like they're the most casual, like it's an exhibition game, and he's kind of just messing around. He made everything that he did like tonight look so casual, and it's just super cool to see. If this development continues, Dort could be our 2nd guy. Probably more of a 3rd guy, but you know, I'm excited. So I just want to rave about Dort for a little bit. What he's doing is incredible. If you're not watching him play, watch him play because it's really fun to watch. This Thunder team is fun to watch. Shea, Giddey makes some crazy passes every game. Like I mentioned with Dort, great defense, and now he's scoring the ball at a ridiculous rate. His defense has almost, I kind of feel like, become an undertone to the way that he's playing offense recently. His defense is still all defensive level. He is still locking guys up on possessions, making things hard as hell for anyone to score, and he's doing everything. So those are kind of my thoughts on this game and on Dort. Let me know if you've watched these games, what you think of the way that Lu Dort is playing. Do you think it's sustainable? I do think that this offense is sustainable. Maybe not like 32, like 34 every night like he scored tonight, but I do think he is a guy that could get around 20 points per game at some point soon with the way that he's been playing. Also, want to give a shout out to Josh Giddey, who had a double-double in this game. Just a good one from him. He had double-digit rebounds, only a couple assists. I feel like whenever Josh Giddey passes someone the ball, they just drop it. I don't know if it's too hard of a pass, or if for some reason when Josh Giddey throws the ball, there's just butter on it. But for some reason, people just keep dropping and missing Josh Giddey passes. He should have a lot more assists than he gets. One thing I also want to say about Lu Dort, it's kind of the leadership that he shows in a lot of games and just his willingness to be aggressive. Something that we've always seen from him is his aggression. And even in the first season where a lot of people, like I mentioned, said he sucked at offense, and he wasn't very good. He wasn't, other than that Game 7. But moments like that Game 7 have always shown what Dort's potential could be. He's aggressive. He knows that he can get buckets, and it's really just a matter of him becoming more consistent at scoring those buckets and being able to do it in a variety of ways. Because the last couple seasons, it's just been hitting threes mainly and sometimes finishing at the basket. But now that he's able to finish more efficiently, guys have to play off. They give him more space on the three. The three's even more effective, so they don't really know how to stop him. And he can pull up now for that mid-range. It makes him super, super difficult to guard. And I'm having a lot of fun. This Thunder team, people are freaking out about the pick because our schedule has been supposedly one of the hardest in the NBA. That's not really the case because like the Lakers that we beat twice, missing LeBron James, the Pelicans missing. Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson. So if you're a Thunder fan, once again, freaking about the tank, it'll be all right. I don't think the Thunder are going to do anything crazy this season. So just enjoy Lu Dort. Enjoy Dort, enjoy Shea, and just enjoy the success that these young guys are having. If you made it this far in the video, drop Lu Dort for MVP in the comment section below to let me know you made it this far. I appreciate y'all watching. I will see y'all later. Real one, say it back.